Are. So, hey, listen up. The shocking truth nobody's telling you when you're buying a house or buying a home. Your loan can be approved and still fall apart at the closing table. Here's the reality check, everybody. Even with a clean buyer, good income, and perfect paperwork, deals can still die 3 days before closing over issues that could be caught from day one, right? It happens. Well, today's guests are two experts from SunWest Mortgage who see the industry from two entirely different vantage points. Our first guest runs national production for SunWest, and our second guest lives in the trenches of every single deal. All right, our mission today is easy. We're going to pull back the curtain. We're going to reveal what really happens behind the scenes while your loan is in processing. And it's going to be good, so stick around. Make sure you bring your friends, let your family know, whoever it is, let them know, jump on before I start asking questions, because we are going to dive deep into it. All right, here we go. Welcome back to the Closing Room AZ. I'm your host, Jesse Moreno, realtor, investor, and coach with List Realty and Investments, bringing you guys over 30 years of real estate experience on the table. This show is built for real estate professionals, investors, homeowners, anyone looking for straight talk on how the industry actually works. There's no fluff, there's no fillers, just real conversations that drive real results. So let's get into it. You guys ready for this? Yeah.
Yes,
All
we
right. I
are.
see. I had shaken. All right. Before I introduce my
Let's
guest
go.
into the show, I'm gonna just a quick shout out to my sponsor, Drake's Title. They've been around since 2007. Over 200,000 transactions closed across Arizona and Nevada. They deliver high-level escrow experience from contract to close. They've done it for their agents, they've done it for investors, and they've done it for their homeowners alike. Hey, give them a call, 602-796-2029. Make sure that you ask for Ignacio Ochoa. He is the business development manager. And make sure that you mention the closer room, AZ sent you. All right. Just a quick reminder as well. This show brings you value, you guys. Please do me a favor, leave a comment below, hit subscribe so that you never miss an episode again. Scan the QR code. And you know what? Let me change it over because here's something I don't have on this particular one. Oh yeah, can you guys see it? There it is. There's the QR code. All right, scan that QR code, and that's going to connect you with me directly, you guys. And whether you have questions, looking to work together, or just want to stay in the loop, that QR code gets you straight to me. And by the way, that QR code also gives you access to free downloads, right? Market data reports, school rating reports, home valuations, current listings here in the Phoenix area. Make sure you guys grab that QR code one more time. Everybody take a picture. All right, there we go. So there we go, you guys. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to jump into it with our guest. I am super excited. I'm super excited about this conversation that we're going to be having. But we're going to introduce our guest right now. All right, let's bring it in our first guest. Our first guest is Mr. Suresh Choudhary.
Chaudhary, close.
Choudhary? That's close enough? All right. All right. Suresh, he is a senior vice president of national production at SunWest Mortgage. Now, SunWest Mortgage has been around since 1980. It's grown into a powerhouse lender and servicer in over 50 states. Suresh has over a decade in leadership, with SunWest maintaining front row seats to the company's massive scaling and technological evolution, right? Am I right with that?
Absolutely, 100%.
All right. Suresh, hey man, welcome to the closer room, my friend. Glad to have you here this morning.
Likewise, thank you for having us.
Absolutely, man. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. Suresh, before we get started, share a short version story about your journey into the mortgage industry for those people that are meeting you for the first time.
Of course. Thank you, Jesse, for again having us on this platform. And we love what you are doing and educating the audience on various aspects of the business. So a little bit about myself. I grew up in a business environment. So naturally, I tried some businesses of my own. They weren't exactly a success stories, but I did learn a lot through that journey. And later, I decided to pursue a more traditional career, something like 9 to 5 job. So
Sure.
I landed a job in a call center, generating mortgage leads. At
All
that
right.
time, it was a temporary thing for me. I never knew that's going to turn into a career for myself. But here I am today after I saw the impact of the mortgage that has on people, them making their biggest financial decisions and experiencing the emotions. I was hooked. I'm like, this is it. I got the bite. So I'm going to be in this industry forever.
Very cool, man. Well, thank you for sharing that, man. And I'm going to dig a little deeper into you right now in a minute, but I
Mhm.
appreciate you sharing what you're sharing because this is great information. My second guest is Antonio Oropeza. Am I saying that right, Antonio?
You got it. You
All
nailed it.
right,
You
man.
nailed it.
Awesome. He's the wholesale account executive here at SunWest Mortgage. Now, Antonio serves as the critical link on the ground connecting who? The mortgage brokers directly to products and efficient processes. And with over a year, I believe, here with SunWest, Antonio has deeply immersed himself in the cutting edge technology, right? Making Angel AI a primary tool in his daily workflow as AI moves into the mainstream. And AI is getting crazy, right? I mean, everyone's using it. Now, Antonio's
Absolutely.
core, right? Antonio's core role is to maximize the loan officer's time and skyrocket efficiency within the mortgage and real estate industries. Ultimately, what? Freeing time, freeing up the time for his folks to make it that priority for those guys, right? So, Antonio, welcome to the show. Glad to have you here, buddy.
Oh, pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for taking the time and allowing us this space. This is great.
For sure. Antonio, man, I'm going to ask you a question. What does an account executive actually do day to day for anybody who hears the title and isn't sure what that means? Tell us. What's
What? Well, I think a lot of people actually don't know. They may be new to them. So if it is new to you, basically the account executive, what we do is we really allow brokers to connect with wholesale lenders. From our side, what we do is we give them the tools. In this case, we have a variety of loan products, great loan products that we offer here through SunWest. So as you know, every case, every home buyer is a little different. So they all may
Sure.
require slightly different products. Some may require, a down payment assistance program. Some may be looking for a specific doctor program. So it just varies as to what they're looking for. Wholesale lenders provide you that variability, a robust folder, if you would, that will
Sure.
allow them to really dig into the products that they're looking for. But the other part of that is, as an AE, what we do is we also provide them with the tools necessary. How do we use, what tools do we have in place to really help them? In our case, we have Angel AI, powerhouse
Yeah.
tool that we have in-house. And just so
Absolutely.
received a third-party valuation, $119 billion. So we're not talking about just any traditional tool. We're talking about a tool that's a real powerhouse that's gone through a number of audits. It's passed all of them, and it's great. And it's a product we'd love to share with all of your viewers.
Oh man, thank you for sharing that. And you know what? I have a lot of questions for you as well. So we're going to get a lot more granular into this in a minute here. This is going to be the perfect lineup, you guys. I'm telling you, having both the big picture leadership, right, with Suresh, his point of view, and then you, man, I'm telling you, the boots on the ground, creating the ultimate perfect experience for all the listeners. So this is going to be a great show. I mean, I can feel it. I'm excited. All right, here we go. While I do have a lot of questions for both of you, man, I've decided to dive deep into our first person here, which is going to be Suresh. Suresh, I mean, we're going to get into leadership, and we're going to talk about your vision point, your view as far as your company and the way it's going and what's going on with. Okay, so we're going to dive
Sounds
into
good.
that. So let's talk about leadership and the vision first. Let's talk about the SunWest story and the culture for your company. I know now again, I know SunWest Mortgage has been around since 1980, which is a pretty long time, man, considering there's been a lot of changes within this industry, right? I mean,
Right.
rates have gone up. The market one time crashed back in '07, something around that time frame, right? Right. A lot of crazy things going on. Subprime market went sideways. I mean, there's been a
Yeah.
lot of history on the mortgage side, but your company continues to be there, man. I mean, what are you guys doing to cycle through that crazy market cycle? I mean, what are you guys doing to still be there?
That's a really great question. I believe the biggest reason is that we have always taken a long-term approach rather than chasing short-term market trends. So from day one, our leadership built a strong foundation designed to withstand any of those cycles and any challenges that may come with those. So in addition to that, we have, like you mentioned, we have a presence in all 50 states, including Puerto Rico and US Virgin Island.
Mm,
And combine that with our servicing portfolio and the diverse product offering has created a stable and consistent platform for our growth. Through
sure.
every cycle, we remain committed to fair lending. Never once we went in a different direction, like, okay, the market is tightening, let's put an overlay and let's put a cutoff, like we will only lend below certain FICO bracket. We never took that approach. We have always been the home of fair lending. So from day one, whatever the agency would buy the loans at, we will do those loans, whether it's a FICO score, whether it's a DTI, whether it's LTV. We never had any of such overlays on our end. So, which is why we were able to continue with our commitment of providing homeownership access
Sure.
and American dream for our country and our individuals who are
Sure.
looking to achieve that dream. And with that being said, so with every market cycle changes, we saw the challenges that are involved in our origination, right? And that's where we always heavily invested in the innovation. We documented every case study. So that's why even after more than 4 decades, we are still here. We are continuing to grow and continue to lead the industry forward.
Okay. All right. And you know what? And you're giving me a lot of information because I got some questions. I think you're answering them. So I'm thinking to myself, how am I going to ask them these questions? Because this is what the listeners want to know, right? But look, you've been with the company since 2010, right? You've been with them for a while. Now you lead the national production, right? I mean,
Mhm.
from your point of view, how has business changed to where you're at now, to where you currently sit in your role? How's that changed?
Well, it's a huge transition. I was born in early 2000s in this mortgage industry. To put it in perspective, so I've been in this industry for over 2 decades, and I started from the scratch. So I started from the basic as lead prospecting to processing to origination, little bit of underwriting, insuring, sales. I've done it all. And that gave me experience and deep appreciation for what it actually takes to take the loan from beginning to all the way to the ending closing. And as I moved into this role, uh, we learned that we have to have the right platform and train the team to be scalable and have the right environment for the success and deliver great outcomes every single time with keeping client in focus, right? So that's why we don't have any overlays. That's why we focus on training. That's why we have technology and right resources and tools for them to continue to grow. So that's what it's going to end up being. So to have a sustainable success rather than
Sure.
chasing volume, which is what I did in the initial days. Like if I had volume, all right, that's a great success.
Right.
That's great. I can sleep at peace in the night. But no, that has changed a lot. Right now, we are moving on from closing, not only focusing on volumes, but focusing on the right infrastructure and creating processes and the right team to have that success on any given day.
Yeah. Wow. That's a lot of info there, man. You're,
Yeah.
you're a bit, I mean, there's a lot of things going on and there's been a lot of changes. So for sure, I was thinking, and one of my questions I wanted to ask you, because I was like, okay, I mean, what is, you're leading the national production, right? And I'm like, what does that actually mean? Right. I mean, what is your responsibility? What do you do? What's your given task that you have to do on any given day? And I know it's probably a big thing because you're
Yeah.
you're the SVP there, right? The senior vice president in your role. But I
Yes.
mean, what does that look like for you on any given day?
Uh, well, I'll try to be as precise as possible, but let me share a little bit about the culture of our whole leadership team here at Sunvest. It's just not just
Okay.
about one person here. It always has been a team effort. It starts from the top, right from Pawan Agarwal, our CEO for Sunvest, and Selligence and Angel AI. Everyone works here as a team and everyone is so approachable, right? So that's the goal here, that everybody is willing to assist on a single loan level basis or on a huge management decision basis. Everybody works here a team. So the culture is more like a family culture rather than
Sure.
a corporate culture, which is
Okay.
why the decisioning making super fast here. And when it comes to my responsibilities, it's all about creating the right strategy and infrastructure for the team to succeed in any markets that we come across. So on any given day, I'm focusing on how to drive more production or how we can support the team. And if there are any growth opportunities that we identify, we focus on them. On any feedback that we get from our clients, we bring them to our management and we make a decision on making changes, whether it's to the system or anything else. So that's where our focus is heavily on day-to-day basis. making sure we have the right product offering, which we do because we have a huge line of products, and combined with the technology which we have launched, Angel AI for our partners, which is helping them take their business to the next level and continuing to serve them every single day, one phone call, one email at a time, one text at a time.
Yeah, for sure. And I had a chance to take a look at your AI, Angel AI, through one of your brokers that you guys work with. I was visiting the other day, and it's pretty depth, dude. It's pretty cool. I
It
need to
is.
get information. In fact, I want to set up some time with you guys, man, because I want to learn a little bit more about your Angel AI software, because it is pretty cool. You guys there at SunWest has leaned hard onto technology. I mean, you guys are leaning hard into it. AI, digital tools, including the Angel AI. From where you're sitting, though, right? What's
Yeah.
the real hype in mortgage right now regarding tech, regarding the AI?
Well, from where I see there's a very clear line in what's real and what's hype. And let me put it this way: there are a lot of AI tools out there that look flashy,
Yeah.
but in reality, they are just wrappers around LLM, so large language models. Angel AI, on the other hand, was built ground up in-house, and it has a patented technology of transaction language model. It's designed not only to remove ambiguity, but also to deliver warranted response. So let me give an example. One of the very large publicly traded company has this AI on their website, and I went to that website and asked a question like, a veteran in Chapter 13 bankruptcy, can he be eligible for a loan? And the website says no. You have to have a 2 years waiting period after they come out of Chapter 13 bankruptcy, which is not true, because when I went into Angel AI, asked the same question, it gave me a response which is not only accurate, but it also gives you deterministic response every single time, because a borrower, veteran, who is in active Chapter 13 bankruptcy, if they have made 12 timely payments and if they get approval from the court, they will qualify for a loan all day long. So they are eligible.
Wow.
So that's huge, right? To the loan officers and to partners who are going to a tool, if that's not going to give them the right answer, and if they are dependent on large language model, which runs on probabilistic model, right? Because their goal is to the large language models, for a lot of our audience, I'm sure they know this, that if you give one command, it's going to give different response every single time for the same command. But deterministic tool, it's going to give you consistent answer every single time, even if you put the same command 20 different times, when
Right.
20 different variations. So that's going to be what's going to be coming down to helping the partner succeed on not going with the hype, not going with the flashy things, but something that's solving their real problem, giving them that deterministic, warranted response, which is through Angel AI.
Yeah, I bet, man, for sure. Well, and you're right to the point. There's so many different AI softwares out there, and I use a lot of different ones for
Yeah.
a lot of different things, right? But I think when it comes down to as an agent as well as a realtor, if I'm trying to get something more specific to the mortgage side of it, I think we need something a little bit more in granular into the mortgage side for answers, and something that's going to give you something generic and basic that maybe every other AI platform is just throwing out there, right?
Right.
And I think from what my understanding, and I don't know if I'm getting this right, but from what I'm hearing you say, is your AI system is really more in line as well for the realtor and the loan officer or the mortgage person, because it's going to give you more that information that's that it's based on that industry, right? In our industry of real estate and mortgages.
Yeah, absolutely. Because Angel AI, it's not a technology that was just developed yesterday. We have 45 years of lending experience that we put in its database. It's
Right.
up to date with every single guideline. It has gone through 80 successful audits, be it with Fannie, Freddie, CFPB, HUD, you name it. And it has over 110 worldwide patents. It has over 370,000 active users, so which
All
is
right.
a
Wow.
combination of loan officers and realtors. It
Okay.
has funded billions in volume. So this is truly a proven and trusted system that has enabled our partners to elevate their business drastically.
Okay, cool, man. Great info, Dylan. Appreciate that. Listen, if you look out, if you were to look out 3 to 5 years out, what
Mhm.
loan process look like for buyers and agents now? I mean, how's it going to work out for them?
Uh, in my opinion, it's going to be looking very, very different. Primarily in the terms of speed, transparency, and predictability. So much of the friction that we see today, like document gathering or status updates or back and forth in this email communication, that'll all be gone. So it'll be reducing the closing timeline drastically. So for agents and referral partners, right? It's all about transparency, how transparent the whole process is, and it's going to be like a data driven, right? For example, now in this day and age, when a loan officer receives an application or referral through realtor, now realtor is the one who is consistently reaching out to the loan officer asking about loan updates and whether they can remove loan contingencies.
Sure.
um, the realtor depends on transparency, right? Like I'm using this word a lot. This is where Angel AI plays a huge role. So realtors can reach out to Angel AI directly asking about any status, like did the appraisal come in? If yes, what value did it come in at? Or any other question they may have about the loan. And this will eliminate loan officers spending time on some basic or tedious questions or repetitive questions. They can focus on bringing new business in. They don't
Right.
have to be responding to realtors on those questions, which can be answered through a system. So this is how it's going to free up some loan officers' time. At the same time, realtor gets transparent responses, because we know, right, in an industry, not every time the right update goes out to realtor. Sometimes some information is held back. In this case, they get the correct status. And at the same time, when any loan that goes through Angel AI, uh, at the initial stage itself, our partners are utilizing True Approval. So with True Approval, they remove loan contingencies right on the contract itself, on the offer, which is huge, because loan contingencies calls are one of the loan officers' nightmare calls. They don't want to be receiving those calls. That,
Right.
hey, can I remove loan contingency? Today is the last day. I can't extend it. I don't want notice to perform. So,
Yeah.
so this tool truly gives that power back to those loan officers to being able to remove loan contingency, remove friction, and bring that transparency between realtor and the loan officer. So future isn't about removing people from the process or from removing this ambiguity. It's all gonna being in 3 to 5 years. It's gonna be about removing inefficiency, and then actually having that true relationship and connection of humans with emotions on those transactions.
Gotcha. Now, this question here I have for you guys, it could be I might have said for you, Suresh, to be honest with you, but maybe Antonio could jump in. I don't know, but let me ask you this. Right now, realtors that are listening to this podcast, man, what should they want from a lending partner that they maybe don't know what to ask? Like,
So I can start with that, and Antonio, feel free to add. So the for realtors, the expectation around a lending partner often, stops at some basics. It should not be basics, right? It should be first, like we talked about, transparency. Second, there should be consistency in execution. So with transparency, they can go through Angel AI and get that transparency on that transaction. When it comes to consistency, because it's a warranted underwriting through Angel AI, they get consistent execution on their deals. There is no overlays, so they don't have to worry about the FICO or DTI cap. And the third, they should always look at a partner who is, ready to solve the problem, because we know in mortgage industry, there will be nuances. We tell the
Sure.
borrower, do not go and shop for that new car, and they will still do that
Right.
before they're closing the loan, right? I have seen that
Mm-hmm.
10 commandments for do's and don'ts under somebody's email signature. That gave me a, a big laugh. So that's the case of our mortgage industry. So there will be nuances that will be coming in. There will be some problems that will come up. You want to have a lending partner who is ready to give you the solution and fix that issue and to close that transaction.
Yeah.
In the beginning, you mentioned 3 days before the transaction, the deal can fall apart. 2 days the deal can fall apart. Angel AI has the capability and technology to catch all of those issues, which even the loan officer or somebody else might not have thought of. And it identifies those in the beginning so we can resolve those and we can move forward. So, this is how Angel AI is helping our realtor partners. Also, the most important thing, in addition to closing the transaction, how is the system or the lending partner adding value to you? How are they helping you grow and take your business to the next level? So through Angel AI and partnering with Sunvest, Angel AI gives them a tool like lead prospecting where they can upload any category of leads and get those leads called for free. Elsewhere, it's a huge expense to get that done, right? So if they have a database of just the name and phone number, doesn't matter whether it's expired listings, whether it's a FISBO, whether it's a first-time home buyer they're trying to target, or just create an event, they can upload all those leads into Angel AI. Angel AI has real people who will pick up the phone and call on behalf of them based on the script that those realtors provide. We have numerous success stories where they have received warm leads without making a single phone call. They're getting inbound calls from this interested prospects. So,
Wow.
so that's huge. In addition to that, we have
Absolutely.
so many more tools, like they can create a listing web page, they can create any flyers for any listing that they might have, they can get any documents e-signed through our Angel AI sign. And one of the most coolest feature is the real estate transaction coordinator for realtors.
Yeah.
They can literally write the purchase contract as soon as they get the green light from their buyer until they get to their car. So literally in minutes, they can take down the all the information that goes on the purchase contract, type in that chat tool through Angel AI, and send it out for e-signing. They no longer have to wait to get back to their desk or talk to their assistant, or have some free time or carry their laptop on vacation. They can just have their phone wherever they are and continue to do the business. So at a high level, again, Jesse, the question isn't about for realtors with the lenders, hey, can you fund this loan? It should be about creating certainty, protecting their reputation, and helping them scale their business.
Yeah.
And that right lending partner should deliver all this.
Yeah. That's huge, man. That's awesome. Definitely sign me
Yeah.
up, as they say. Sign me up. Antonio, give me a
Yeah,
call.
you know what?
Sign me up.
Absolutely, absolutely. And, you know,
Wow.
it just kind of to touch on what Suresh was saying, there's a couple of things. Obviously, they can do loans with anybody, anywhere. They can pick any kind of broker. The biggest thing, of course, obviously, they want to have a variety of products. That's a
Hmm.
given. But the other thing is, how do you continue to help your borrowers, right? As a real estate agent, my girlfriend, who happens to be a real estate agent, always talks about this. How do you continue to help your borrowers? And with Angel AI, we're able to not only help the agent, but we're able to help the borrowers. How do we help them? We have a thing called Credit Boost. They can go on there, they can do, they can challenge certain things, have AI take over, really help them boost their credit. That's huge. As
Yeah.
a real estate agent, you always want to be partnered up with these brokers. So how do you do it? You create a dual landing page where it has your information and also the information of the realtor together. You guys can market together. You can create custom marketing materials.
Yeah.
Maybe both you and the loan officer are going to get together. Hey, let's go hit a social mixer of that at this doctor's convention. You know what? You go up, you show up with your brochures on medical professional loans. So this can all be done through Angel AI. So this not only are we a lender, but we offer these additional tools that really help them work together and kind of create an atmosphere that allows them to grow, and not just in a single and a linear pattern as it used to be, but now with, as Suresh mentioned, you have calling, you have landing pages, you have brochures making, you can do dual landing pages, you can do listings for properties. And on the topic of the listings, when you do a listing, you can actually go on there and you can see the products that you can do different scenarios, and you can take a look at that, and you can see what the actual cost would be, or what the borrower would be paying. It's just an estimate, of course, but they would be able to take a look at it. And if a borrower has the numbers in mind, they can see it on that page. They're like, you know what? Let me give this person a call. It just might be worth, making a deal happen. But again, going back to
Yeah.
that, I think that's kind of what a real estate agent wants to look at, is how can I
For sure.
continue to help my borrower? How can I continue to flourish my business? And how can I work with someone who's working with a reputable lender that can offer me products to cover all my bases?
Yeah, for sure. This is huge, you guys, man. This is great stuff. Great information. I'm learning. I mean, I'm preparing these questions and I'm learning from them. I got to tell you, this is good stuff, man. Appreciate you. One more question for you, Suresh, man. Then we're going to beat up on Antonio here for a little bit.
No
So if you
problem.
could, if you could give one more, if you could give one piece of advice, okay, to someone new in this industry trying to build something that's going to last, man? What is it? What would you tell them?
Well, for the businesses, right, they'll have cycles. There'll be busy period, there will be slow period, there will be rate swings, and there will be demand shifts. So the people who are building something durable or for a long time is going to be something that's going to be with discipline, follow through, and commitment, doing what is right. So stick to those three pillars. That's going to be huge because that's what's going to help build a real relationship with the partners. And in our industry, relationship compounds,
Yeah.
reputation compounds. So stay consistent, stay committed, and adapt, adapt. That's the huge component there because we live in an AI-driven world. So there will be technology. So you got to adapt. You got to implement that in your business, and that's how you thrive in this business. That would be my advice because just like back in the days when the computer came out, we all know what happened to those people who didn't adapt and didn't implement computers or
Right.
emails in their business, right? They're like, no, I'm good with my handwritten letters and
Yeah.
doing business that way. There's more emotion to it. But you also got to bring the speed because we know, right, with the changing time, it's going to become a volume game, not
Yeah.
just each transaction game. To be able to close more volume, you have to have technology on your side. And with Angel AI removing those frictions, those tedious tasks, delegating those like income calculation, that's one of the very tedious tasks. Somebody with 10 businesses, I don't want to spend like hour and a half, 2 hour, and at the end of the day, still end up making a mistake that's going to cost me my reputation. Can't have that happening on your transaction. So the advice for you is to have the right technology on your side, like Angel AI, to help you succeed.
Yeah. Perfect, man. Thank you so much for sharing that information. That was great info.
First,
Great advice. Truly appreciate you for that. Um, so let's dive in, talk to Antonio here a little bit, and let's get the brokerage, the deal flow side of the business, right? So Antonio, man, a lot of people, a lot of buyers don't know what wholesale lending exists. They don't know what that means, right? So let's break it down though. Let's talk about the differences working with a broker on the wholesale side versus a retail bank.
Yeah, it's one of those things where the people tend to need to see a brick and mortar place, somebody in a suit to kind of have that confidence. But
Yeah.
those times have kind of long gone. The easiest way to explain it really is think of a cookie shop. You may have some famous brands out there. All they do is sell cookies. So you walk in and you ask for coffee, and they look at you like, we don't sell that here. Uh, you know, but if you walk into a bakery, you have cookies, you have muffins, you have croissants, you have the whole host of different breads, right? And sometimes you get the additional things, such as coffee and ice cream, right? And you got those as well. So when you look at wholesale, wholesale lending versus a retail bank, that's the biggest difference. You're looking at a single shop with a lot of overhead cost that implements those things on there and very stringent guidelines on the side of a retail side versus a wholesale. They may find products for you that
Sure.
you didn't know existed, and they can offer you a breadth of products. Maybe somebody wants an FHA loan, but they realize, hey, you know what? Maybe conventional is the way to go. But hey, you know what? I was going to go conventional, but I'm a doctor. I can just get a doctor loan. And you know what? Maybe this person says, you know what? I want to buy this home, but it's a little beat up. They didn't know about the 203K. Oh, hey, we have a 203K program. Hey, by the way, we have a DPA program too, and you can customize that program. So you can use the DPA, you can take this, 203K, you can, the stretch, little seller concessions, your buyer gets in at almost no cost. So these are the kinds of products that you'll get from a wholesale lender
Oh yeah.
versus a retail bank. So that's the biggest difference. And that's the thing you want to take in because again, it's about variety. How can you best serve your clients? If all of your clients were all identical, they would still have different needs. So you have to keep
Gotcha.
that in mind as you go in. So wholesale lending really offers you that advantage, if you would, even as a borrower, right? It gives you that advantage, and there's a lot of savings that can be passed on as well. Depending on the brokers you work with and the lenders as well.
Gotcha. As an account executive though, you're link between and you're the link between, I guess, SunWest and the brokers, right? But
Right.
what does it take to win the trust of a broker, man, woman? What does that look like to you?
You know what? For me, I parallel this back to my military life. I was in the Marine Corps before, and this is the way I relay it. As a squad leader, I was tasked with leading people. This is the same thing. We're leading people. We're
Sure.
leading them with the right information. The first thing you have to do is you have to come in, you have to understand their culture. What is the culture? You know, just like you understand the culture of the people that you're leading, you have to understand the culture of the brokers. These are the pain points they have. This is what they need. Here's the things they don't know they need or they haven't seen yet. So what we want to do, myself as an account executive, the first thing is learn their culture. How do they operate? Once I understand that, then I can begin to say, oh, hey, you do non-QM products? Here's the kind of products that we have. Great. Moving on from that, it's like, what are you doing for marketing? Hey, you know what? I can help you with this type of marketing. Suresh previously spoke about lead prospecting. I recently met, actually just last Thursday, I met with a broker. Just went over to meet him. I was kind of a hit and miss thing. He wasn't really sure about meeting. We finally met up. 20 minutes in the conversation, I'm like, okay, we've talked about, I know you do pretty much every type of loan. Well, where are you at now and what are you doing the next 3 months? And he tells me, you know what, I'm actually considering starting lead prospecting. I'm about to hire a firm to start making all the calls for me. I said, hold up, let me stop you right there. Do you know that we have Angel AI and we have lead
Hmm.
prospecting? He goes, what was that? I go, we have lead
Yeah.
prospecting. They're bilingual, Spanish, English. They will call your prospects for free. They get somebody on the line, they'll transfer them to you. Does that sound of interest to you? He says, you have my full attention. Great. So
That's
we started
awesome.
working from there. And the next thing I know, I'm talking to him about the products and these are the things. So going back to the original question, how do we link SunWest and what's kind of our role? And for me to win them over, again, it begins with trust, identifying their
Sure.
needs, identifying how I can help them. I think at the end of the day, it's really coming to the acceptance and the idea that we're both on the same team. We're both facing the borrower along with the agent. It's the agent, it's the broker, it's myself. How are we best going to be put? I mean, we're in a position, in a fiduciary position. So what can we best do to help this borrower? And that's what we do. I try to paint the picture of this is what I can do to best help you with your borrowers and kind of move forward from there. On that's that's on one side of it. The other side of it is just transparency. Once we remove those other pieces, it's just the broker or myself working, and the loan gets moving along. It's
Yeah.
whenever we hit snags, understanding that snags are normal. We're going to run into issues. But when those issues happen, if I don't have the answer, I will get it for you. I'm surrounded by people that are amazing at their jobs. I have Suresh. I have our low level point of contacts. I have the VP of capital markets. We have our chief of operations. It is a flat organization and we look to move forward. That's how we've existed since 1980.
Yeah, man, I
So
love it.
and that's what we do. That's what we do. And that's how I manage that relationship and how I bring them to Sunwest.
Yeah, man, I love it, dude. There's your difference between your partner and the title. He's an account executive, but you know what? It's the partnership inside of it, man, that holds water, man. That's
Yeah,
valuable, right? So that's
exactly. Yeah.
awesome,
And
man.
that carries everything. And that's what keeps the relationships going.
Yeah,
Hard times.
absolutely.
If you have hard times in no relationship, that relationship's gone.
Yep,
If you have a strong
absolutely.
relationship, hard times come, you can manage it. So,
Yep, absolutely. All right, let's talk about what makes deals die and how to save them, all right? So I know you
okay.
see deals at the ground level every single day for sure, right? What's the most common reason loans fall apart? And if so, how many of those are preventable from falling apart?
You know, um, Oddly enough, most times it's nor the broker, nor the lender, and not even the agent, but it's the borrower. They,
Yeah,
they come in and they don't provide the full information.
right.
So one of the best things to do is, of course, everybody do their due diligence, is to really understand the borrower beginning at the ground level. What is the realistic capacity to make the home purchase? Don't get lost in the shuffle of, oh, another opportunity and try to cut corners to make the deal. Really, it's go in, have full transparency on what is in front, what is it you're dealing with, and put them into something that's suitable. If we can do that, everybody flies right through.
Sure.
That's the biggest thing, because as professionals, as agents, they have no desire to start something to end it. As brokers, they definitely don't feel like doing all that footwork, run income calculations, come up with programs and everything else. And on my side, it's not something we want to do as well, just to end up losing it. So it all begins with the beginning, clear communication, all the way up and down the chain. What is realistically what they can afford? what is the actual credit history, and everybody generally has experience as to what will kill a deal early on, and it's identifying it and not being able to call it, not being able to, and being able to call it out. But that being said, we all, again, Angel AI, I come back to technology. Because of the power of Angel AI, if you have a scenario, you're not certain as to, hey, will this deal work or not? Go into Angel AI. Hey, I have a borrower. He has a 620 credit score. He's had a previous late. This is the situation. This is the income. Is this a type of loan that can be done? It will let you know.
Yeah,
And
that's
you
cool.
can dig into it a little deeper. What kind of programs are available for this type of buyer? It'll give you that information. So again, there's ways around it, but what generally kills deals is lack of information somewhere in the chain, and then trying to make it up at the last minute.
Yeah, for sure. I somehow I'm thinking to myself as you're telling me, I'm thinking, I'm a realtor. I'm trying to figure out, how do I get plugged into this, man? How do I get an example? I want to see some of this stuff. I know it's designed for your brokers, the lenders, right? But I mean, as a realtor, I like to get a little bit of that experience and be able to ask your Angel AI system and give it some scenarios and let it push it back to me. Because I'll tell you what, the truth is, as an agent, I got to get my clients qualified, obviously, before I go show them some properties. So why not get at least some info up front and know exactly what I could do before I even start spending my time trying to show properties that perhaps they might even qualify for, right? So, I'm definitely going to touch base with you, Antonio, man, because I know we talked about it last time, and we get sidetracked, we get busy, but I got to dive a little deeper into this because I'm intrigued with it. I use AI for a lot of my things as well, man. I'm just being transparent with you guys. But why not use something that's more relatable to my field of business?
Right.
Right. And that's where I want to take advantage of it. I'm telling you guys, the listeners on this show, especially you realtors, you investors, man, you got to get with these guys and get a little deeper, a little more granular, because they've got something on the table here that if you're not on it, you're going to miss the mark and your business is not going to grow. And they're giving us a tool. They have a tool that we can utilize to take advantage. And I'm just speaking for myself at this point because I'm not going to miss that mark with something that's out there that maybe could, at this point, I'm seeing and thinking to myself, why not use it, man? And see where you could take your business to a different level other than using the standard other AI systems that are out there, software platforms that I even pay for out of pocket to utilize, right? I don't know if there's a cost for yours or not. You don't have to tell me. I think
it's no cost.
There's no cost. Even
No
better.
cost. There's no cost. So let me revisit that real quick. Because you bit onto something that a lot the people always say, well, there's got to be a cost associated with it. So let me kind of back up really quick because I want to make sure there's a full understanding of this. Number one, Angel AI is a free platform. Go on there, do your scenarios, do everything else, do everything you want to do on there. Okay. The lead prospecting, that's free as well. We'll call your leads for you. Okay. That's another thing. You need marketing material, we'll do that for you. It's like there's so many different things. We have Angel signed. If you need to get documents signed, we can do that for you. Why are you paying for DocuSign? You don't need to do it. There's so many different things, and we'd love to, have you join us, take a look at it. It's such a great product. I'm telling you, it's honestly one of the things that I've spoken to brokers about and real estate agents about. And the one thing they all say is, I wish I would have known sooner.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Hey, I'm going to be out there in your area next week. I'm going to come by and visit you, dude. I'm going to come out there.
Please do.
Right? I'm going to give you a call and say, hey, dude, I'm out here. So for sure, because for my listeners watching this, these guys are in Southern California. And so, I'm thankful you guys are on my show and you ever share with me your information because it's great information. And if you're barely catching on, if you just jump on, get people on the call, but get them on the show right now because we got more questions for these guys. And right now we're just diving deep into it and it's just great information. All right, man, walk us through, I'm sure you have some examples here, but walk us through a deal where you helped save a deal that was just falling apart at the closing table, man. I mean, what did you do on your end of it?
On our side, it's like anytime that we need to save something at the closing table, we always go back to just the communication aspect of it. It's like we always go first. It's like, what do you need for me to get this resolved? Do you
Yeah.
need docs sooner? Do you need a condition clear? Do you need whatever? It's whatever it is. We always go back, and the one thing we try to do to prevent that from happening is we show our brokers, we show anybody who's doing deals with SunWest how to use Angel AI, so they can go on there and they can take a look at it and they can say, what is required for CTC? How far am I? Now they have complete visual. Hey, you know what? This is a condition that's going to cause me a problem. Maybe I need to address this. How do I get this? You know what? Let me have a senior underwriter call me so I can discuss this so I'm not having issues at the closing table. So what we do is we educate our brokers with Angel AI and the system, and we look at how we can best help them during the process. Because as AEs, our job is to stay on top of those things and make sure we don't have those issues at the closing table. So I can't give you one specific one,
All
but I
right.
can tell you we've saved a lot of them early on from having those issues at the table. That I can
Yeah,
tell you.
for sure. Man, I love it, dude. And again, like I mentioned earlier, I love that it's more about the partnership than it is about the title. And I could tell, I could tell by just having a conversation with you guys, like Suresh, I know you're the SVP there, man, senior vice president. Sometimes people get caught up and hung up on, I've got this title because I'm up here in management, a little bit higher in the role, man. But I could tell by your personality and I could tell by your demeanor and the way you come across that, man, you are a team player. You're there to support. It's all about the partnership for you, other than, you hadn't even told me, look, Jesse, as one of the executive leaderships on this team, this is what I do. You hadn't even thrown that out there. And I'm thinking to myself, man, if I had that title, I'd be like, listen, as one of the executives here, here's what I'm doing, right? But you don't, man. And I truly appreciate that. I know the listeners listening to this thing, like, these guys are down to earth. They know exactly what they're doing. And you could hear it in your tone. You could hear it in your persona. So super excited. Antonio, man, let's dive into some of the programs, some of the products, and what I'm calling the Arizona angle. And you're thinking, what is Arizona angle? Well, I'm going to break it down to you here in a second, man. We'll talk about it, man. But let's talk about that a little bit. From the wholesale side of the business, what programs or loan products are you seeing that are getting some traction right now that the agents and buyers should know about? Like, what do you have on your platform that agents are saying the agents should be like jumping on this, or maybe even buyers, right? Or, anyone in general.
Yeah, and Arizona is obviously very robust. It's got a lot of areas that you have some higher end areas, you have
Yeah.
some maybe not so high. So you have a little bit of everything. We have a lot of, as mentioned, we have an Equity DPA program that's used quite a bit. We've seen a lot of activity on that. Customizable at 2.5%, 3.5%, 5%. Great product to use. It's an FHA product. It's really, really good one. We'd be happy to share more information with you. Give us a call on that. We also have a medical professional loan. I know there's a lot of doctors out there. That is an awesome product. We're talking about 100% LTV, no PMI, $2 million loan amounts. So it's a product that has a lot of traction on it. We've seen a lot of business with it. And in Arizona, we have seen activity with it there. And obviously, I mentioned some of the higher value areas. So we do have some non-QM products up to 3.5 million. We have those available as well. And it just depends on the area. If you're pushing out toward the Blythe area versus Scottsdale or Prescott, these different areas, it's going to vary, and each one's going to be individual. But we have a folder big enough that I can confidently say we can serve any of your borrowers out there.
Okay, very cool, man. Appreciate that. Let's almost wrapping up here, but let's talk about building the broker relationship, right? Because I know you're out there talking to a lot of brokers, and that's the niche of the game here is get out there, present this to the brokers, say, hey, here's what we got to offer. Come work with me. Here's what a partnership looks like. If a broker wanted to start sending you guys some business tomorrow, and wants to make that part wants to make a great partnership with you guys, what does that look like on your side of the desk? What are you looking for with these brokers?
With brokers, it's not necessarily what we're looking for. It's more like, how can we help you? It's really identifying. What is it that you need? Where's your pain point live? Is your pain point, hey, you know what? I don't have a good enough product. I don't have a product that's specific for doctors. I don't have a customizable DPA, or I don't have a non-QM product, or maybe I don't have, maybe I can't go to a correspondent channel. It's just depending what it is. What is the need that they have? Because everybody has a selection of brokers. You can find anybody anywhere. Really, what we do is we're in a business of partnerships, of real communication, of understanding there's going to be highs and lows, but more importantly, identifying how we can best help you grow your business, because it's a win-win situation. You win, we win. That's the order it works in. You have to win first. And we look for that, and how can we best help you? And if that means speeding files through using our AI technology, that's what we do. If that means helping borrowers with DPAs, then that's what we do. So for us, we understand there's from one-man shops to 1,000-man shops,
Yeah.
but they're all treated alike. How do you best help them? What do they need most? And that's myself as an AE. That's what I look at. I don't look at it so much as like, hey, this is what I can offer you. I can offer you a new car with slick wheels on it, but if you're in the desert, it's no good.
Sure.
So
Right.
really it comes back to how can I best serve you so you can serve your borrowers better? Because if that happens, we have a great relationship moving forward.
All right. So that leads me to this question then, because uh, you know the misconception piece of your role. I mean, what do you want people to know about your particular role that you want to clear up that people have a misconception about as a wholesale account exec?
Yeah, I think a lot of times they think account executives are just kind of order takers. Like we just take information down. We just, hey, you know what? We have this program, that program, that program. Hey, look, like kind of like, you imagine the guy standing on the corner with a cell phone, free cell phone
Sure.
sign.
Yeah.
It's kind of like we're those guys, right? But that's not who we are. We're really about growing relationships, making us a part of your team.
Yeah.
Um,
Awesome.
explaining what your pain points are to us. Identifying really how we can best help you. And really kind of stepping out of the you know for me, the one thing I really like to do is draw an understanding or create a relationship where we both understand that we are not the problem. We're both here to resolve a problem or an issue or a loan or whatever it may be, but we're working toward a common goal. And that's the one thing. So as far as what the main misconception is that we're just kind of holding things up, but that's not who
Yeah.
we are. We're really here to help you
All
to
right.
to really help you grow your business and really scale. So that's really what we're
Yeah.
about.
Well, man, thank you guys for sharing that. I do appreciate that. I do have just a few more questions. These are what I call the lightning round questions for you guys. Are you guys ready for
Okay.
this one? I'm going to make it
Yeah,
easy.
have
It's
at
not
it.
that difficult.
Let's go.
One thing every agent, every buyer gets wrong about lending on the lending side. What do you think it is?
So
One,
I'll start. So just because you have a pre-approval doesn't mean you will close the transaction, because often those pre-approval are issued without following the guidelines. And just because somebody got due approval, they think, oh, this is good to go. For example, a borrower having a disputed account over $1,000 on a FHA loan is automatically a manual downgrade. But I have seen people making mistake just because they got due approval, even over $1,000 in dispute account. They issued pre-approval, borrower given it to contract, loan goes into underwriting, come to find out, whoop, we got a manually downgrade now, and the borrower does not qualify anymore. So always depend on trusted answers. Do not depend on pre-approval. Always go with a fully underwritten loan and use
mm,
Angel AI to always have that peace of mind that this loan is pre-approved through Angel AI, which means it has a warranty on it. So the conditions won't change. There will be no new conditions that will be popping up, and they can close the transaction.
okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
You know, and I step to the other side. A lot of times there may be agents say, you know what, I'm not even going to follow back up with that person because I know that deal's not going to happen. But what they
Yeah.
haven't done is they don't necessarily run it through. Have you run it through Angel AI to find out if there's even an opportunity? Have you figured out
Yeah.
if there's other ways to help them out?
Hmm.
So at the other end of the spectrum is why even bother? Where what you can do is, of course, build a relationship out. You can use credit boost. You can help them with their credit. You can run a scenario through. You can begin to lay the framework of like what it's going to take to get you into the qualifying stages. So and in doing so, as you begin to help them, they are your best voice for marketing. So going back to kind of what is it? It's not bringing to the table and originating, or at least beginning to take on that loan. So that's what I think the
Yeah.
other piece is.
And I love this, you guys. Look, same problem, but two different points of view or two different angles from you guys, man. I love it. All right, last one. Rates, the market, the next 12 months, man. What are you actually telling people right now?
Well, I'll echo our VP of Capital Market, David Pava's words. Do not try to predict the market. If the
All
borrower
right.
qualifies for a specific rate, lock it. Do not play around
Yeah.
rates or market prediction because nobody knows the future, right? Nobody has a crystal ball. If
Mhm.
we did, we all would be millionaires. So do not go that route. If the borrower qualifies based on the payment and if the interest rate works out, lock the loan. Never promise like, okay, we can refinance you out of this program in 10 months, 12 months. Again, we were expecting for lower rate in 2025. That didn't happen. Here we are in 2026, and we still don't know if the rates will drop this year
Hmm.
based on everything that's going on with the war and the economy. So do
Yeah.
not try to play that game. Keep it simple. Borrower qualifies, go ahead with the rate, lock the rate. If the borrower qualifies, go ahead, let them go into contract. Don't let them give them advice like, let's wait. The market's gonna turn into more buyers market in 3 months from now, and you might be able to negotiate more or get a lower purchase price. So stick to what's available, and if they're ready to move forward with the numbers they qualify, go for it.
Hmm. Yeah. Good deal.
Exactly. And I have to echo his words. Do not try to predict the market. There's a reason it's called a market. Like you don't know what's going to happen. You just
Yeah.
don't. Lock the rates. Play with the toys that are in front of you. Don't anticipate or try to predict what's coming. It's the best
Absolutely.
way to go. And you know what? And it's the way you gain trust. It's the way you're going to gain trust from your from your borrowers, from your realtors, from everybody. So early on, if you have somebody they're interested in buying today because they understand what's happening in the market. Lock your rates, move forward.
Absolutely. You know what? And I get those questions asked all the time as a realtor, and I always tell them the same thing in a different form. But I'm sure you guys already heard this before, the same before. But I always tell them, look, date the rate and marry the house, because you can
Hmm.
always refinance the interest rate. You can always do something down the
Yes.
road if things change. But the
Mhm.
house, once you're in, it's yours. It's building equity. It's a valuable
Yes.
asset, man. So date the rate, but marry the house. So pretty close
Hmm.
to the same analogy you guys are using. Gentlemen, this was an excellent, excellent podcast. Thank you both of you guys for joining me today on the Closing Room AZ. It's been an honor for me to have you guys here on my show. And I know we've got some future shows coming up with you guys that I'm gonna reach out to you and say, let's talk a little bit more in depth about maybe Angel AI, or Antonio, if you want to tackle a little bit more on your side of the business.
Absolutely.
How to that we could share with the brokers out there, and let's do that, man. This is the start of many other, hopefully some successful and beautiful podcasts that we can put together. And again, thank you guys. This was fantastic. Um, Best way to reach you guys, best way to connect with you guys. What do you guys have for the audience, man? If they want to reach out to you, follow your work, how do we do this?
They can always reach out to us via phone. That's the best way to reach us. My cell phone number is 562-751-3461. Text or call me. I'm on field quite often, just like Antonio. So calling us, texting us, leaving a voicemail is the best way to reach us. Follow us on Instagram as well as LinkedIn, and we can share those our account as well. But if you just look up our name, company name, and it'll pop up at the top.
Perfect. And I'm going to add your information at the bottom of this podcast, on the description. It's going to have all your contact, all your information that I currently have. I think it's pretty similar to what you just threw out there. But
Mhm.
I'm going to have that as well. So you guys, the listeners, the audience listening to this podcast, you'll be able to connect with these gentlemen and reach out to them for any questions that you may have. I encourage you to do so. Just reach out, say hello, just have a conversation, man. You're going to be super blessed if you do. You're not gonna regret it. So please make sure that you're doing that. Again, appreciate you guys for being here on the show. Thank you for being here. To everyone else that's been watching, I hope you guys got some value from this episode. If you like what you saw, drop a comment, share with someone who's in the business who may need to hear this. And don't forget, you guys can always find me on Instagram and YouTube at the Closing Room AZ. Hit me with the DM topic, ask a question, or just say what's up. I'm here. I'm always listening. Don't forget, hit subscribe so that you never miss an episode. New content dropping every week. This is the Closing Room AZ, where real conversations drive real results. Thank you for being here. Have a blessed week, everybody. And remember, set no limits.